What's going on, YTPC? Out here in the shed on another rainy day here in South Louisiana, enjoying some plum pudding from the Seattle Pipe Club. And my beautiful well-smoking Dr. Graybo. I wanted to say congratulations to Papa Bear on the birth of his grandson. I know that's got to be pretty exciting. Luckily, I don't know what it's like to have grandkids yet. But I imagine it's got to be pretty exciting. So, congratulations on that. Glad your daughter and your grandson had no complications and are both healthy. You know, I realized that I didn't really, I've never really done an intro video per se about myself. So I figured I would kind of do that here. My name is Joe. I am in my 40s. Halfway to 50. And got a wife and 3 kids. The oldest one being 24. Then I have a 23. And then an 11-year-old. So I'm in the real estate field, and although I would like to get out, and I'm working on getting out, but as of right now, I am still in the real estate field. It's not a bad field to be in, but just got some other things in the works. So I'd appreciate your prayers on those, and maybe I can get those done. But I'm originally from Alabama, hence why I always have the Alabama hat on when I'm not wearing my Stetson. I've always been a history buff. Always enjoyed the old ways, and I think that's possibly why I gravitated to pipe smoking. And you know, I never smoked a cigarette. Never was really against smoking. My wife smoked cigarettes, unfortunately. But I was against smoking. I never really had anything to do with smoking. My grandmother, I watched her die from lung cancer in the hospital when I was younger. And that was enough for me not to want to smoke. But I've always enjoyed doing things the old way. My mom always says I was born 150 years too late. And I guess I've always been an old soul. So when I got into photography, I didn't just get into digital photography or even film photography. I sourced and had made a wet plate camera to make tintypes and ambrotypes, and that's the kind of photography that I got into. If you've seen my gun channel, you know that I like old guns, revolvers, lever actions, you know, side-by-side shotguns, stuff like that. So everything that I've done, I've never felt like I've been in the right century, no matter when it is. So my mom always joked with me on that. And it's true. The music I listen to, Hank Williams Sr., Johnny Cash, you know, all the old country, Willie Nelson, you know, all that stuff. So that's kind of it's only natural that I picked up pipe smoking, right? So I've, me and my father-in-law, God rest his soul, we tried smoking a pipe one time. I think his dad smoked a pipe also, but we tried smoking a pipe one time, and I bought this Graybo for that occasion. But the Graybo did not work well, did not like smoking a pipe, and kind of put it away. Actually, I think I gave it a couple more tries. Me and him tried it on the front porch. He had a corncob pipe. I had this. I couldn't hardly get anything through this, so just didn't enjoy it. Tried a couple more times here and there, and put it away. Couldn't really find what I was looking for in pipe smoking, which was a certain smell, which I found out. Which, you know, once I found Prince Albert, I knew exactly that was the smell that I had been missing. But I didn't know that at the time, so I wanted to have the smell and the memory of my great grandfather, who I used to ride. I used to stand next to him in his '64 Chevy pickup truck, and we'd ride to the barbershop, and I remember the smells of the barbershop and the smell of his pipe as we, you know, traveled to and fro. And so that, when I first started a pipe, that's what I was looking for. And till this day, now that I've picked back up pipe smoking, that's why Prince Albert is a favorite of mine. It takes me back to that time, and it takes me, it makes that memory feel present. So that's why I smoke a lot of Prince Albert. Now, I'll try the other stuff. Vanilla custard is one of my favorites. The Seattle Club plum pudding, which I'm smoking today, is pretty good. But the Codger blend is what really kicks it in gear for me. So anyway, I was born in Alabama. I'm in South Louisiana now. Been here for quite a while, and most of my family's here. Although I do have family still in Alabama. We still own the land that I grew up on. Which, interesting fact is, the land that we grew up on, my great grandmother purchased from an Alabama train robber by the name of Rube Burrow. And if you haven't heard of him, you know, you're in the majority, because most people haven't. But he robbed more trains than Jesse James. And he was an outlaw, killed in a gunfight in a small town in Alabama. And he's got one of the more famous typical Wild West photos where they've got him in his coffin, and he's got his guns and his hat and all that in his coffin with him. And when they got to the train depot in Birmingham, they took him off to show everybody. They had done heard he was killed. He was the most infamous man, most wanted man in America at that time, which was 1890. And when he was killed, everybody wanted to see his body. So they took him off the train and let the people come see him. And then they gave him they took a picture of him, which is, you know, one of the more interesting photos from the Western area, the Wild West era, so to speak, even though it was in Alabama. So if you haven't checked it out, go Google Rube Burrow, and you'll see he was quite a man. But anyway, I grew up on the land that used to be his. Of course, there was rumors of gold that they didn't find when he was killed, and this, that, and the other, but we never found nothing. We was always just poor farmers. So but you never know. Maybe something will turn up one day. But anyway, pretty much a country boy at heart. Love fishing, hunting, outdoor stuff, working, just whatever. Family, God, all that stuff. Just a normal guy. Nothing spectacular, nothing extraordinary, just a normal guy. I prefer to in my day-to-day life, I prefer to just kind of fly under the radar and, you know, not cause a big scene. So, which is a lot different than my younger years where I was pretty rowdy. But the birth of my daughter in 2000 completely turned my life around. So, and then my oldest son, and then obviously my youngest son. So that's a little bit about me. If I didn't bore you to death and you're still here, I appreciate it. I'm not real good at talking to these cameras for extended periods of time, especially about myself. So if you stayed here for this and watched the whole thing, I appreciate it. And thanks for having me in the YPTC. I know I've said it before, but it's a very nice group of guys here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really enjoy the comments and getting to know some of y'all through the comments that we exchange back and forth on each other's stuff. I try to watch a lot of y'all stuff. I don't always get to comment on it, but I do watch a lot more than I comment on. So I understand if you don't comment. But anyway, y'all have a good day.